So for question number 1, okay, our diagram, guys, for question number 1, we have an 800 kilometer due north vector. And then we have another vector that is going 35 degrees west of north, 256 kilometers. Okay, so this will be its y, this will be its x, okay, and then we will have our resultant, which will look like that. Okay, and it doesn't matter which way you drew it, I'm just drawing it this way so it's outside of my other diagrams. Okay, so y and x, so give them a mark if they've got something that looks like that. Okay. So for our next step here, we need to calculate all the x's and all the y's. So you only get 1 mark for the black line because really you don't have to do any calculating. X is 0 meters, y or kilometers, 800 kilometers is y, and that's north. Okay, so 1 mark if they have something like that. Then we have to do the red triangle, not rectangle, it's a triangle. Okay, so red x is going to be the opposite side, so that will be the sine of 35 times 256, and y will be the cos of 35 times 256. Okay, so they are just like the other ones we've done. Okay, they're opposite each other. So we have the sine of 35 times 256. Whoops, sine of 35. Okay, is 146.836. Kilometers, and that is west. And then our y component is the cos of 35. 35 times 256, which is 209.703 kilometers north. Okay, these are method marks. 1 mark each for these. Whether they actually got these numbers or not is irrelevant as long as they had x equals sine of 35 times 256. Cos 35 times 256. Okay. All right, next set of marks is for calculating green x and green y, our resultants x and y components. Okay, so there's no mark for calculating green x because you already know what it is. Okay, it is 146.836 kilometers because that's the only x component. Okay, the y component you will get a mark for because we do have to add 2 numbers together. We have to add 800 north plus 209.703 north, which is 1009.703 kilometers north. Okay, so 1 mark for that one. Our next step then is we have to do Pythagorean theorem in order to get the magnitude of the total displacement. So that will be 1009 squared plus 146 squared. Obviously, I'm not just typing in those digits. I'm putting in all the decimals here, okay, to get our total displacement. So square root of 146.8355677 squared plus 1009.7029233 squared. All right, so our overall displacement is 1020.32 kilometers. Okay, and then they'll get a mark for that. And then we have to find theta. So they can use any trig function they want, but I'm going to use tan and I'm going to use y over x. They may have gone the other way. That's fine. So that'll be of our 1009 over our 146. All right, so my angle here for me is going to be 81.73 degrees. And for me, that's north of west. Okay, so 1 mark if they have that calculation. Okay, whether it's reversed or not is fine, because they may have drawn the triangle the other way. And then for their 8th and final mark, the total displacement to 2 significant figures is going to be 1.0 times 10 to the 3 kilometers at 81 degrees north of west, or the other angle will be, sorry, that should be 82 degrees. Sorry, 82 degrees north of west. The other angle is going to be 8.3 degrees west of north. Okay, so that is their 8th and final mark on that one. Okay, questions there? All right, that one took me what, 5 minutes? Okay, that's what we have to move towards. Okay, is being able to do them efficiently so that we can get them done faster. We wrote that quiz for almost half the period. There's only 2 questions. Okay, so we got to work on our speed. So we're going to have probably another day of this stuff to practice. Okay, all right. Then the one that takes even longer because it's got a couple of extra steps. Hey, it's out of 10. We're adding the 2 vectors listed here. 550 kilometers at 41 degrees east of north. Okay, so east of north. There's north, 41 degrees east of north. Okay, kind of looks like that. Here's X, here's Y, here's 41 degrees and 550 kilometers. And then I have 333 kilometers, 25 degrees south of west. Okay, so 333. Okay, it's going to be obviously shorter than that, but it's 25 degrees. That might be a little long, but we'll go with it. Okay, so it's going to end up something like that. We'll have blue X and blue Y. And then we'll draw our resultant in red here. So there's a lot of overlap in this diagram. Not much we can do about that. Sometimes that happens. Okay, give them a mark for the diagram. Yeah, at least I think that's how it should turn out. Yep, that's how it should turn out. That's how I did it the last time. Okay, so now that we've got our diagram for 1 mark, now we need to start calculating all our X's and all of our Y's. So green X is the opposite side, so that will be the sine of 41 times 550. Okay, and Y then will be the cos. I should give myself a little bit more room. Okay, Y will be the cos of 41 times 550. Okay, so X is going to be 360.832 meters east. Okay, and that confirms my diagram. There's no way this line could have got all the way back. Okay, and then we've got, sorry, that's kilometers, not meters, kilometers. Then for Y, we've got cos of 41 degrees times 550. And it's 415.090 kilometers, and that is north. Okay, so now I've got those 2, 1 mark each for those method mark only. They don't have to have got the numbers as long as they had the method. Okay, not getting the numbers will hurt them later. Okay, blue X. Whoop, I forgot to put the angle in there. It was 25 degrees, right? Okay, so blue X is going to be the cos of 25 degrees times 333, right? Yeah, kilometers. Okay. And y is the opposite side, sine of 25 times 333. Okay, 301.8 kilometers west. 140.732 kilometers south. Okay, 1 mark for each of those. Now we need to find our resultants, x and y components. Everything backtracks in this question. Okay? Everything backtracks, so instead of adding, we'll be subtracting here. So to get red x, which is quite small, okay, we're going to take green x, which was 360.832, and we're going to subtract from that 301.8, and that'll give us our red x. Okay, so we've got 59.032 kilometers, and that's east. 1 mark for that. Okay, and red y is going to be 415.090 minus 140.732. All right, I lost that one. Whoops, not 555. Minus. Oh, and then I lost that other number because I couldn't type right. Sine of 25. All right, so we're looking at 274.358 kilometers, and that is north. 1 mark for that. Okay, then we need to get our total displacement magnitude using Pythagorean theorem, so that'll be our 59 squared plus our 274 squared. Squared. Okay, so we're getting a overall magnitude of 280.637 kilometers. 1 mark for that step. Theta is going to be tan to the minus 1 of the opposite side, which for me was x, so 59 over y, which was 274. Okay, so we are looking at an angle for me of 12.14 degrees. And for me, that is east of north. Okay, so 1 mark for that step. Okay, 10th and final mark is going to be for our answer to the proper number of significant figures, which is 2. Okay, so we have 2.8 times 10 to the 2 kilometers at 12 degrees east of north, or at 78 degrees north of east, whichever way they had it. 10th and final mark. Okay, that one took me 8 minutes. Okay, 9. Okay, I'll give you a little. It was 9. All right. Okay, Give them a mark out of 18 at the top. Let them see it, and then please hand them in on this desk right here, and then get back to work on your map thing.